Hey,
I'll be gone today.
I'll be back and around the way.
So what I was gonna say when I thought we were recording before this,
Mm-hmm.
still fucking around with my levels here. Hello.
Yes.
And my dog is just going to
It's
town
like,
on
what's
a
the
toy
loudest
right now.
toy I got?
Yep. That might be in the background, but that song was everywhere when we were kids. Like it was in a lot of like promotional like commercials and movies and stuff.
That's because it was the best song written for the time.
It seems like it was.
It was actually the first time a song was ever good. was that?
Yeah, that and We're the Kids in America.
Oh, the Recess movie had Kids in America. That
so
shit
did
was...
the Jimmy Neutron movie.
Oh, and the Jimmy Neutron. Oh, yeah.
It was making the fucking rounds.
Oh my god, that song is a bop,
dude. Who sings that song? Because they're getting royalty. Like that's gonna help you.
Yeah, no, it is. Trust me. It's like I have an internal Shazam that I have to.
Like Shaq?
Yeah, How I Beat Shaq was in everything.
It's by Kim Wilde.
That was my next phrase that was coming out. You beat Shazam, Scones. Congratulations.
Wait, it's from 1981?
Yes.
Wow. I thought
I think there was a possible cover done, maybe, but maybe. Yeah, that's an 80s song for sure.
Yeah, I guess that was when everyone was like, "We're Americans from America."
Yeah, we're not fucking Russians. Well, and everyone's like, "Give them the money, buy the tickets."
I think Russians were like the coolest bad guys America had. That like you saw them in like movies,
dude.
Like they were perfect movie villains.
Way cooler than like Al Qaeda.
Yeah, Al Qaeda makes.
We had Al Qaeda growing up. Not as cool as the Russian.
No, and like threat. Yeah,
it's the Cold War. Are you kidding me?
You can't really like. Yeah, they didn't have like uniforms. You know, they didn't have like the whole.
They didn't have
mystique of the KGB.
Right, KGB mystique plus like the
it's not a country
like robotic kind, like they were always like this, like it's like Germany where it was very like robotic,
yeah,
and, like,
no emotions,
artificial.
Ivan Drago stuff. Al Qaeda was like, it's too real. It's too complicated. There's too many things going on.
Yeah, there's
like
everyone. I'm like, I don't even know. Yeah, we should get into.
I'm thinking about it. This might be the episode.
Oh yeah, dude, the Monday Morning Comp.
Yo, can you give me a yank, Daddy-O?
Yo, I got you, Daddy-O.
That chord? Is it not coming any further?
That's about as much yank as you're gonna get from me, dog.
Listener, this is it. We're both in the same room.
We're in the same room.
We're in my home.
We're in Scone's home.
In an undisclosed location in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, he dumped a full polar on the carpet.
This episode sucks.
Good news is it's polar seltzer, so it's not gonna stain. So Scones is going to clean up the polar seltzer he spilled. It's sparkling on this carpet here, Sconey. Holy moly. It's like the Star-Spangled Banner in 1981. Scones, we're the kids in America. I don't think one paper towel is going to cut it, Daddy-O.
Like you said, it's seltzer stuff.
True, it'll dry. My son, speaking of spilling stuff, my son spilled the contents of his stomach all over our couch yesterday.
I thought you were going to say he spilled American secrets.
He spilled American blood, and no, he puked all over our carpet. I mean, not our carpet, our couch, and not good. Not a top 5 moment.
You don't like that?
No, it was just curdled milk. Like, it's been processed in there, and then he was like, out we go. Blah.
At what age does like kid throw up? I guess it's just like whenever they start eating food, right? That it stops becoming cottage cheese and starts becoming real throw up.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? How like baby throw ups?
Yeah,
like
that's because it's always milk. It's just
that turnover.
Yeah, it's not like it's not food. I mean, it's just milk. So it's like that's what happens is you spit up milk. I still spit up milk, dude. Every day I get burped.
You do it on purpose?
My wife has to put the little rag on her shoulder.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when
Little baby rag.
little baby rag, little B-rag, little brag.
Dude, B-rag?
B-rag is red.
Why are you? I don't
what
like
is this?
that. I don't
why is
I
your
don't
face
like that nickname. I was trying to think of why I don't like it, and I can't figure out why.
It spells brag.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I'm so humble that I just hate.
Even the thought of associating.
Clutching my pearls over here. So what an awful technical start to this episode.
Yeah, this one's kind of gone off the rails. But you know what they say? When you go off the rails, you find out where the sidewalk ends.
Dude, remember when that train went off the rails? So now the news cycle's all about bridges.
Yeah, we're in a big bridge
failing
era.
bridge.
We're in our bridge
but
era.
Like right before that, it was like the train derailing era.
Yeah.
Where like you just heard about a bunch of there was the big one in Ohio or something with all the chemicals.
Beats me,
Jerusalem,
dude.
Ohio, and it like
yeah.
Fucking
and I just remember
cloud.
like weird Facebook conspiracies about it. Every tragedy has to have some ridiculous Facebook conspiracy.
And it's funny because you can tell these things happen all the time because in the news we'll hear about like 2 other trains that week and it'll be like, what's happening? And it's just like, no, it's just because that's what people are talking about.
Yeah, it's like, no, you just chose that. Yeah. Like Boeing is fucking happening all the time now. I feel like planes are.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the next one. It was bridges. Boeing. Now we're on to planes, dude. Yeah.
Bridges and Boeing, dude. That's my
Can't
Chutes
wait.
and Ladders.
It was Volkswagens for a while, and they like had secret little like their cars let out secret little farts that kill you.
The Galaxy Note had a moment.
Oh
for
yeah,
a big moment
on planes, just lighting on fire.
Speaking of planes, that thing they were on that for a hot minute, dude.
Dude,
they were on that for a hot minute.
You kidding me, dude? Yeah, we haven't had an episode in a while. We're bad. A lot of shit going on.
I started a company, so I've been busy AF. I got an LLC, dog.
Assume that's a dog that gets you some kind of tax breaks.
Yeah. It's
you adopt it.
It's a TurboTax employee by technicality. It's a loophole.
That's an incentive right there. I just came up with an incentive to empty out these dog shelters we have here. Tax breaks.
Tax dogs.
What do people like?
Taxdogs.net.
Dogs
and
tax breaks.
Tax break. Dude, I'm learning. I've been like looking into all of it. I was like, can I like just throw like all the things you can just write off?
Yeah.
Because you have an LLC. It's
can
crazy.
I claim my houseplants as
Dude,
dependents?
I get it. The super wealthy billionaires, they're like, yo, this is not. Go out and get an LLC. Everybody, it's like, it was $250.
That's like the first thing if you go on any of the Rich Dad, any of those guys
fucking
or like
Robert Kiyosaki. What a doo-doo head.
Who was the guy like growing up that
Mandy Moore?
No, he's big about saving money.
Oh, Phil Spencer.
No.
Dave Ramsey's probably
what
you're thinking of.
Wow.
No, I know. I knew the whole. I had
2 jokes and a lie there.
I thought you were gonna go Mandy Moore. Yeah. Where he's like, all debt's gone.
Yep.
You need rice and beans. That's where all hat no cattle. That's where I learned that term.
Is. It's a fantastic
Thanks,
term.
Dave Ramsey.
It's such a call out to anyone that like that has the audacity to wear like cowboy hats out in public.
Oh yeah. I like how we're like Bostonian people being like, dude, if they have the audacity to be on the fucking ranch,
if you were gonna come out here, hey, cowboy up, dude. Bill Miller, Kevin Millar, dude.
Bro, you think
20th anniversary.
You think
of the Red
Noma is not getting fucking out there on the range on the weekends,
dude?
Bro?
Hell yeah, dude. Down in Dominican, roping up some horses. Forget about it. Wait, no.
I was like Nomar.
I was mixed that up with. I was thinking of
Big
Pedro
Poppy?
for some reason.
Oh no, okay, dude. Pedro too.
Dude, yesterday was the home opener. They celebrated the 2004 Red Sox 20th anniversary.
Wow,
how weird is that? 20 years ago.
I don't like that at all.
And Tim Wakefield's. It was super sad because he passed away recently.
Did he?
And, he had a heart attack, and his kids were like there. And it was supposed to be real.
That's a bummer.
Sad. Which is sad because he was cool.
We just end the episode like that's the thing we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, guess what? If you came here for spooky shit, you're gonna listen about Red Sox legend Tim Wakefield through the knuckleball. Was
Kurt
a coach
with the
announcer.
bloody ankle. You kidding me?
He's the fucking man, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to figure out where Nomar Garciaparra. He's from California.
City of Compton.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a Nomar. If Nomar was from Compton. Actually, I don't think I'd be that surprised. Why wouldn't he be? You know,
it's one of the places in California. It's one of the options.
I don't know if this is true, but when I was growing up, some kid told me, and I took it as...
Dude, anytime some kid tells you it's true.
I was in like 3rd grade, so I was like,
the truth.
Fucking bet. Like,
You're
it's
like,
real.
oh my God, that's crazy.
His dad's name's Ramon, and he named him Nomar because it's that backwards.
I believe that.
We're going to go with it.
I think that makes a lot of sense. Why else? It's like the Nevaeh of 1980 something when he was born.
Yep. And listener, I got to tell you, if you're asking why did he look up where Nomar's from, but not the origin of his name,
that's for God
not
to
me.
know.
Who's that on? Not on me.
That's between Scones and his lord.
Between me and the suits in Washington, baby.
Yeah, but we've been watching Shogun, so we haven't been able to record.
True.
And
Shogun and X-Men 97 have been on.
It's been kind of sick. We should just make a Shogun podcast.
Dude, it's
to be
so
like, bro, that part where they did that cool shit.
I'm ready to go into my katana phase now.
Ooh,
I feel like I missed that
era?
like, when I was 19.
Dude,
like the prime time to get a katana
Hell
as a white guy.
The samurai era is like...
It's gonna that's back. I see Limp Bizkit all the time in memes, so that's back.
Oh my God, dude. The mall is gonna be lit.
That guy we're picturing, he's having a renaissance, like a comeback. Dude, he's got his white sunglasses.
He's gonna tell
on.
Yeah. Oh man.
His monster. Oh.
That guy is having a renaissance. Shout out to those guys.
Shout out to them, whatever gas station they're hanging out
at. Whatever Ed Hardy he found.
Yeah.
Lying around. Scones is presenting us with spooky stuff today.
I sure am.
And I think now that we're about 12 minutes into the old pod, we give it a little extra time after the spill.
It's time to grip and rip.
It's time to grippy and rippy. So, band?
Wait, shouldn't I say what it's about?
Oh, yeah, whatever.
It's about...
Nomar Garcia Parra.
Close. The Unabomber.
Very close.
Yeah, a little more macabre.
Band?
Band.
Slick your dillies and flip that hair. Buy me a new au pair.
Woo!
Sheesh. Oh,
there once was a man
who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Scones, Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Gang. So
I don't know if we've ever done a full episode on him, but we've referenced him, I'm sure, at some point.
How could you not?
How can you not?
If you've
been to a family party and you're not referencing the Unabomber, are you even partying?
You're a football fan. You can't name this guy. So, yeah, if you're an American and you're listening, you probably have heard at least a little bit about the Unabomber. So I got an article from allthat'sinteresting.com by Andrew Lenore and edited by John Karofsky. Article's called Ted Kaczynski, How a Child Math Prodigy Became the Serial Killing Unabomber.
The way you said it, I thought you were going to say Ted Kaczynski, I hardly know her, and I was going to be like,
Ted Kaczynski. Never even been skiing, dude.
Yo.
That's true. I've never been skiing.
You ever snowboarded?
Yes, twice.
All right, so you've skied with less stuff.
I'm not rich, dude.
I don't know. My wife allegedly
snowboarded.
My beautiful wife knows how to ski, but I've never seen her do it, so.
Yeah, that sounds like a classic Jenny
lie trying to impress me.
Dude, Jenny is just she's just a clout chaser now. I don't know.
Yeah, she keeps DMing me follow for follow. It's super weird. Talk Ted to me, baby.
The Unabomber's reign of terror lasted for 17 years and sparked the biggest manhunt in FBI history.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But what drove Ted Kaczynski to murder? Yeah, that's just like most of my life there was just a guy out there in America. America, we got tornadoes sometimes, hurricanes, Unabombing.
Guy in a shed.
That's just
with some wild ideas.
Most people's fucking lives.
That's crazy.
On April 24th, 1995, Gilbert Murray, executive director of the California Forestry Association, received a package. It was about the size and shape of a shoebox and wrapped in brown paper. It was oddly heavy, and stranger still, it was addressed to his predecessor. Previous executive William Dennison had been a vocal lobbyist for the logging industry for a decade and led the charge against environmental groups in what had been called the Timber Wars.
That's a cool ass name for something that sounds very bureaucratic and boring.
Yeah, it's very like Star Wars.
It sounds like it sounds like a alternative independent fantasy book series.
The Timber Wars. Yes.
Yeah, like Realms of Aguilar, the Timber Wars.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Whereas Dennison was contentious, the 47-year-old Murray was, by all accounts, mild-mannered and well-liked. So we got
mild-mannered Murr.
11:02 p.m., Murray opened the box. A massive explosion ripped through the one-story brick office building, shattering windows and blowing doors off their hinges. Murray was killed instantly, the third fatal victim of the Unabomber, the most wanted individual in the United States, whoever they were.
Dude, imagine you're like, oh, what's in here? And then you're donezo.
You don't even realize.
Yeah, you just like, oh, a package, and then never again, forever sleep.
I definitely think that probably too many of the packages I get, the thought goes through my head like this is a bomb.
My wife gets, we get Amazon deliveries and stuff. I'm like, dude,
you're
opening it, bro. I'm taking the kids in the bomb shelter while you do this shit.
Get behind the blast shield.
Let me know once. I'm like, oh, it's just okay.
She's good, in the bomb squad suit, like walking out.
Yeah, we actually have a little robot that goes out there and tries and opens our package and just like, it's snacks. And I'm like, okay, we're good.
What do you think the reaction now would be? I mean, it'd be probably easier to find him and track him, but
if there was a Unabomber today, I still feel like mail is still old fashioned enough where you could probably get away with something. I don't know.
I think there'd be it'd be way more hysteria now because of social media,
Probably, but also, and I guess there would also be tracking is better. You've got you can track the number based on the, I mean, they would be able to track it, the ID of the package. Probably
it would have to go through Amazon, probably.
Well, all that said, unless you just wrapped it and dropped it off yourself, and then it's they would never know that. If you found an Amazon box on your porch, you'd be like, oh, Amazon came. You wouldn't be like somebody dropped this themselves as a lone wolf dropping a bomb off at my house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess there's a lot I inherently trust.
Yeah, you see that smile on Amazon face, you're ready to.
I'm like, oh boy,
you're
new
like,
towels.
Capitalism at work, baby. Jeffy, what'd you get me this time?
Hell yeah, another air purifier. They're all the same.
They're all the same. Another portable bidet.
For 17 years, someone had been leaving and sending bombs around the country. No one was sure of who they were, their age, and where they lived, or even their gender. In all, 24 bombs were sent, some of them fatal. So again, this is just people in this time are you go outside, you might get struck by lightning. You live in America, you might get Unabombed.
How are these not blowing up in the mail?
That is what's really impressive.
Yeah. This dude's a real engineer.
They were so... Well, because we'll get into it, but he's an insanely smart dude.
Yeah.
Didn't he so that makes him so dangerous.
Harvard or MIT or something like that? Didn't he go to a real prestigious...
He did it to Harvard.
Yeah. Yeah, real fucking nerd.
Some kind of, fucking equations on the walls and shit.
Yeah, he's Matt Damon.
We get it.
My boy's wicked smart. And
he could have got all that from a fucking library card, dude. Between 1978 and 1995, the Unabomber terrorized the mail with homemade bombs that killed 3 people and injured 23 more. I think I already read that. Each device the Unabomber sent out was uniquely constructed. Many of the devices were made of or with wood. In most cases, the explosives were made from gunpowder, match heads, and other readily available items. One resembled a cigar box and was left in a Northwestern University common area.
Holy shit.
Another, disguised as a wooden board with protruding nails, appeared in front of a computer store. So that one's way sketchier.
Yeah.
But I would never think a cigar box here in a Northwestern University common room.
In my Northwestern University common room.
Among the earliest and most complicated devices was a package fitted with a barometer for a trigger that would blow up an airplane once it hit cruising altitude.
What? Dude, that's some if-else statements going on that motherboard.
So that's serious.
Yeah, the electrical engineering. Yeah, I'm literally thinking about the little you got some triangle boys and some and not Nor's.
And this is like, it's like, not to glorify him or anything, because he was an insane person, a terrorist.
Why do you have that like huge? You have a fat head of him in your room
for research purposes, but. This is literally the meme of like Tony Stark built this in a cave. Like he was in the middle of the woods and he built a barometer triggering bomb. Like that's insane. But as the years went by, the bomber learned each device became more powerful, more concealable, and more deadly than the last.
Also, so impressed. I mean, again, yeah, we are like.
I don't mean to glaze the Unabomber.
At the engineering, not the purpose or the man.
Yeah,
but like.
I guess you had a lot of time.
To go 17 years of making bombs in a cabin and not fucking explode?
That's what's horrifying when these extremists, like, people are actually smart and not just crazy. Like,
right. It's great that, like, most of the time it's just a fucking recluse idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you get, like, a dude who's, like, super educated and knows what's up, and then it's that's when you have the bad time.
Because terrorists sent bombs to universities and an airline, the FBI referred to the case as Unabomber, an acronym for University and Airline Bomber.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The news media dubbed them the Unabomber.
I did not. That's. I don't know. I guess I never thought about why it was called the Unabomber, but
I thought it was because, like, I mean, growing up until I learned about why it's called that, I thought it was just because, like, it's one guy. I thought it was Unabomber. Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
He's alone.
Not like a dosha bomber.
Yeah. That would have been scary. Count your lucky.
Yeah, we're like count your lucky stars. That's not the case.
The Unabomber meticulously filed away all fingerprints from the bomb parts. Other times, he apparently treated pieces with acid. Any commercial wires used were opened first to modify them by removing strands, which rendered them untraceable. Sometimes when sending the bombs, the Unabomber would go as far to send packages with insufficient postage so that they would be returned to the sender written on the box, who was his actual target. So he's like indirectly
he's
hitting people.
He's hitting them with that BCC.
Yeah. The victims were seemingly random, with attacks, which seems like such a flaw in mail.
Yeah.
I can write anything on any part of that.
Any box.
And there's no way it ever gets back to me.
Wherever I want it to, and no one will know.
The victims were seemingly random, with attacks in Chicago, California, and New Jersey. They were academics, lobbyists, airline executives, and computer store owners, which sucks.
I was going to say, yeah, my little dinky computer store, and you're like, why the fuck?
He's not hitting, like, Apple headquarters. It's like Murray's computer, like, PC repair or whatever.
Like, son of a bitch, another one.
Many were maimed and lost fingers, limbs, and eyes. Fortunately, apart from Murray, only 2 others were killed. The only commonalities between the targets seemed to be a tenuous connection to technology or the destruction of the environment. And yeah, tenuous connection.
Yeah, what the fuck? Owning a computer store means there's no way they didn't go to high school together and he got shoved into a locker or something.
Yeah.
Like, that is the only explanation.
Yeah, asked the girl to prom and he's like, that guy owns a computer.
I'd go with you, Ted, but his computer store is so cool. He's like,
God.
well, cabin time.
Unrelated to the environment it is. In all, investigators had a few leads. When one early bomb failed to completely explode, they had found some twigs and leaves inside the device. In almost every device, the letters FC were welded or carved into one of its surfaces. The FBI believed they were looking for a blue-collar mechanic or someone good with their hands, which... tough. Popular theory was that they were a disgruntled former airline employee looking to get back at the big shots. But what investigators would not realize until much later was how close their first discarded guess had come to the truth.
Bum, bum, bum.
In his initial report from the FBI's Behavioral Sciences Unit, profiler John Douglas suggested that the terrorist was a white male in his late 20s or early 30s and an asocial, obsessive-compulsive loner of above-average intelligence. He posited that since the earliest bombings were at Northwestern University, he was probably from Chicago and had connections to academia. Which, he fucking will learn, but, like, he nailed it.
Yeah.
It's like in Mindhunter when...
Yeah, they have the guy, but they can't... Yeah.
Coming
back.
Good. Yeah, it's back, everyone.
It's back.
We should talk about that. Mindhunter, it's back. If
we
you don't
just
watch
changed
it,
the show to Mindhunter Season 3 talk show.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like, if you like this show, if you're clicking on Monday Morning Macabre for all your sick yucks, like, you're going to like that show.
You're gonna like the way you look. We guarantee it.
Guarantee it. Douglas's report proved to be remarkably prophetic, matching Theodore Ted Kaczynski Jr. practically to a T.
It was the third Alvin and the Chipmunk.
Yep. Theodore.
Yep.
The above average intelligence one.
Dude, I think that's what he modeled himself on.
You think he's supposed to be?
I think
they're
that's
singing Christmas carols and he's talking about how much he loves trees.
Yeah. Parameters make
That's the song that came to my head too.
Yeah, of course it is.
Well, they had it on a whole album.
They've had multiple after the Squeakquel.
How dumb is that in some weird animation studio like lobby there's a platinum record plaque like for
the fucking Chipmunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's art, people. This is what AI is killing. Born in Chicago in 1942, Ted Kaczynski had, for the most part, a fairly normal middle-class suburban childhood. He had 2 loving parents and a younger brother, David, who idolized him. I always question this when it's like, it was crazy. He had 2 loving parents. It's like,
yeah, what do you mean? How do we know?
Really? Because it was the 40s.
How do we know? Yeah, love wasn't invented till like 69. Right?
How loving were parents pre-1960?
Yeah.
What was the bar? Was probably
yeah, it was like...
I didn't beat him senseless. I let him drive me home from the bar. He had 2 loving parents and a younger brother, David. Oh, I already said that. He played the trombone. Red flag.
Trombonist brother.
And collected coins. Big red flag. Who would collect
He was
coins?
a numismatic trombonist?
He was.
Numismatic trombonist sounds like...
like Jenny's gamer tag?
Yeah. What was that for some reason, some very specific references in my head, and I can't think of it.
Wait, what's the word you're saying? So I say red flag because...
Numismatist is somebody who collects coins.
Okay, so Jenny...
is a numismatist, a numismatic.
Does she take medication for that?
Yeah, she takes
an
4
inhaler?
doses of Jackson a day, baby.
She takes an inhaler.
Yeah.
Or
she's got a little thing that she clangs around her coin purse. Numismatic trombone. Oh, I'm thinking of Thievius Raccoonist.
Same.
The second Sly Cooper game, I think. Yeah, or maybe it was the first one. Anyway,
Ted was quiet, sensitive, and shy with others, but he loved animals and being outdoors. He also had an IQ of 167, placing him just above Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein.
God damn.
So
get wrecked.
Yeah, Stephen Hawking has already kind of gotten wrecked.
Yeah, we're lucky that Stephen Hawking wasn't into the environment at all.
A lot of like famous scientists end up being weirdos, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely like one of the... Well, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you're like that intelligence level like only comes with having like a brain that's like not like the norm, and that like...
So Stephen Hawking had the whole fucking Epstein thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was on the list. I'm sure.
I guess I don't know what that list fully meant, but
yeah, we don't. I mean, I don't think it's ever. There's been no evidence that like he was doing bad things, but I feel like any affiliation's not great.
I mean, and we'll never know. He's DED.
He's DEED. Yeah.
And then Oppenheimer was just out sweating and smoking and banging anyone who wasn't his wife. Albert Einstein married his cousin and then cheated on her with his other cousin and married her.
Yeah, I guess I'm an idiot.
And I'm glad to be an idiot because I don't want to be like one of these weirdos. Kaczynski. And then the other one's Kaczynski. Kaczynski's mother, Wanda, had grown up in a poor immigrant family in southern Ohio. For her, education had been a gateway to a better life, and she believed the same would hold true for both her sons. When Kaczynski was 15, he graduated early from high school, which that's gotta suck, dude.
Graduating early from high school?
I can't think of anyone everyone's going to be meaner to.
Yeah.
In the 60s.
Yeah, then like the 15, 16-year-old who's like, I've got my diploma. And everyone's like, shut up.
And like, no one's going to be nice to you in college. Like,
nope. It's got, he gives young Sheldon vibes for sure.
So this is a lesson for all the kids that listen to this podcast. Do not try that hard. If you're that smart.
Just keep it under wraps, dude. Keep it like a decom from the 90s, under wraps.
Ooh, that mummy.
Bars. Ooh, that mummy. So he graduated early from high school, and with his parents' encouragement, applied to and was accepted at Harvard,
Ever heard of it?
Ever heard of it? A little school in Massachusetts. Sorry.
He started his freshman year at age 16. But this opportunity, do you think if he stayed and had a more normal timeline that there was any chance for him, Darth?
Dude, he could have been hooping. That's all
he should have been hooping.
He should have been hooping. That's all I'm
Actually,
say.
I don't think he was that tall, but maybe his handles were sick. I don't know.
Maybe he was like a real hot sauce, like an Animal Mixtape Tour kind of guy.
I don't know if that's true or not, Darcy, and I blame all that's interesting because that's where I'm getting my info.
Yeah, they should start every article with, could this guy be hooping?
Could he have been hooping? With a little and one.
Go to the hooping database real quick.
YouTube. But this opportunity would turn out to be a terrible mistake. During his first year, Ted Kaczynski was quarantined in special housing, set aside for the youngest and least mature freshmen, which, get fucked, dude. Imagine the school telling you that. Like, you're a little nerd. Get in there.
You little nerd.
Don't go near the rich kids' parties, all the senators' kids, and all that shit. Don't talk to them. We need them for money. You just stay in there and do math.
You just read books, do math.
Although the gesture was intended to be a nurturing one, in practice it only encouraged Kaczynski's introverted nature.
Yeah.
He made few, if any, friends and spent most of his time in his room or the library when he was not in class. Sophomore year was worse.
Dum, dum, dum.
Dude, he had that sophomore slump, dude.
He was slumping hard, unlike Harry P.
So this part's crazy. I don't know if you know about the weird thing he was in. The weird
sex
we'll
cult?
get into it.
Okay.
That fall, Wanda Kaczynski received a permission slip in the mail. Kaczynski had been accepted into a psychological study for gifted young men.
I did know this.
Overseen by his professor, Dr. Henry Murray. As a minor, however, he could not consent to his own participation. Wanda was enthusiastic. She'd long worried about her son's mental health and once considered testing him for autism, which she probably should have.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
But I'd rather sign my kid up early and know what's going on than sign a permission slip.
Yeah, right. I'd rather know if my son was autistic than rather be like, hey, how about we LSD and electrocute him and yeah.
It's the 60s. No one's ever had any bad issues at a fucking psychological trial. At 9 months old, Teddy had a severe allergic reaction and was stuck in the hospital for a week, poked and prodded away from his parents, and she'd always felt it affected his relationship with other people. 7-year-old Kaczynski cried when his brother David was born, and he had no friends outside his family and seemed far more comfortable playing with kids his junior than those his own age. So that's evidence for him.
A little bit of a
needing psychological evaluation prior to this. Former Army intelligence officer during World War II, Harvard psychology professor Henry Murray, the guy leading the study, completed a psychological profile of Adolf Hitler. In 1947, he returned to Harvard as a chief researcher. At the time, one of the CIA's biggest projects, apart from undermining communist regimes around the world, was an internal one, MK Ultra, a study of mind control.
Oh, baby.
Some have alleged that Murray's Harvard research was part of MK Ultra. As part of the program, Murray and other CIA-funded scientists were allegedly tasked with exploring the means of making and breaking an individual's personality and developing techniques for brainwashing and mind control, including torture, sleep deprivation, and psychedelic drugs, all of which were used on unsuspecting victims. So a perfect thing to send a 16-year-old kid
Yeah, great
into.
thing to send a 16-year-old loner kid who doesn't know how to be social. Let's try to break his mind, baby.
That's so tragic for his mom who thought she was helping him.
Yeah. As a father.
Yes.
I'm signing that slip. Let's go.
No, hell yeah.
Paid
vacation, baby.
I would be the amount of fucking hell that would be raised if you found out what the fuck was going on.
Oh yeah, the PTA would
imagine?
Right, you kidding me?
Holy moly.
At age 17, Ted Kaczynski signed up to be a test subject of one of Murray's studies on the effects of stress on the human psyche. Kaczynski would go to Murray's lab and after writing essays about his deepest beliefs, values, and ideals, and would debate another student while his vital signs were monitored. Hooked up to electrodes and facing a one-way mirror with bright lights pointed at his face, Kaczynski would debate a law student who was instructed to berate, mock, and belittle everything he held dear. Hey, sorry, my dog's trying to pull the charger out of there.
Don't put a charger here.
Murray would record the data of the subject's anger and embarrassment, and then would get out of here. And then would take the time to show the subject of the video recordings to their experience. Sorry, the recording of the dog is distracting me so
You're
much.
being distracted by a canine.
According to their experience, it specifically point out their expressions of impotent rage. Kaczynski described it as the worst experience of my life.
Sick.
But he stayed in the study for 3 years. As he later explained, I wanted to prove I could take it, that I could not be broken.
That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. In a way, I think he was broken.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's like he was broke the whole time, dog.
Sheesh, dude.
Sheesh. If you guys need to take a break from the pod and just think about that.
Dude, we're at 36 minutes. We might take a break to give this a part 2 next week, dude.
A part doozy?
Part doozy and the toozy, brother.
All right, let's hit the doozy toozy button. Hit a little snoozy. I'm going to refill my Whistler, and then we'll slurp down a second coming of Jesus.
Hell yeah. I'm going to stop hitting listener. Hit him with the...
Oh, okay, yeah. Find the socials, MMCOP Pod. It's on Twitter, Monday Morning Cop, Instagram, and websites.
Barely.
We'll be back in a jiff.
Hell yeah, listener, and praise Morbo.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.